There is a highly classified, heavily guarded secret buried deep within the stone walls of Windsor Castle, a secret that the British royal family hoped would never, ever see the light of day. For months, behind closed doors, a frantic, top-secret peace treaty was being brokered to save the monarchy from total self-destruction. The stakes could not have been higher, but just when the world thought a historic reconciliation was finally within reach, a single, jaw-dropping blunder occurred. A mistake so catastrophic, so profoundly offensive, that it instantly vaporized years of diplomatic work, leaving the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, utterly devastated and forcing Prince William to make an irreversible, terrifying decision. What was this fatal error? Who leaked the forbidden details? And why has it officially divided royal fans into a bitter global war? Stick around, because we are pulling back the velvet curtain to expose the exact moment the Royal Brotherhood died forever. Welcome back to the Royal Crown Diaries, your ultimate pass into the shadows of the world's most powerful dynasty. Today, we are dissecting an absolute royal earthquake. To truly understand how this massive peace treaty collapsed into a spectacular, smoking fireball, we have to go back to the hidden architecture of the talks. For the longest time, royal insiders whispered that there was only one person keeping the flame of hope alive: Kate Middleton. Even after Prince Harry unleashed his explosive memoir, Spare, stripping away every shred of palace privacy, Kate was reportedly working overtime as the ultimate peacemaker. She remembered the Harry of old, the brother who used to laugh with her, the three of them acting as an unbreakable, united front. She didn't want the future of the crown to be defined by a bitter, cross-continental war with California. But then, the entire world shifted in a heartbeat. King Charles III was diagnosed with cancer, a moment of profound vulnerability that sent shockwaves through the global Commonwealth. Facing his own mortality, the king decided to extend what many inside the palace considered a radical, incredibly risky olive branch. He wanted his family whole. Reports began to circulate that the king was quietly engineering a way to bring Harry, Meghan, and their two children, Archie and Lilibet, back to the peaceful, isolated sanctuary of Sandringham. The king wanted to see his grandchildren before time ran out. However, this royal olive branch triggered immense, suffocating tension. Inside Kensington Palace, Prince William and Kate Middleton were not up for the drama, not even a little bit. The future king and queen had built an absolute fortress around their lives, focusing entirely on Kate's own intensely private health battles. Their inner circle revealed that William and Kate had finally achieved a hard-won peace and quiet, and a sudden, dramatic visit from the Sussexes would completely destroy that sanctuary. The boundaries were drawn in permanent, ironclad ink. If the king chose to see Harry, that was His Majesty's business. But William and Kate would not be participating. Yet, a tiny, fragile sliver of hope remained. If Harry accepted the king's gesture with total humility, the healing could begin. But instead, what happened next was a blunder so spectacular, it blew up the peace talks irreversibly. The blunder centered around how Prince Harry handled the deeply private family crisis surrounding the king's health. While the details of the king's treatments were guarded like state secrets, Harry's public commentary and the media circus surrounding his frantic UK visits began to look, to the palace inner circle, less like family concern and more like a calculated public relations exercise. For Kate Middleton, this was the absolute ultimate betrayal. Sources confirmed that Harry's handling of this delicate situation became her absolute final straw. Kate, who had fought so hard for peace, realized that trust wasn't just broken, it was completely dead. In the royal world, loyalty is the only currency. When you weaponize a sovereign's health crisis for public consumption, you cross a line from which there is no return. The fallout from this blunder has split royal fans right down the middle into two warring factions. On one side, the Sussex loyalists argue that Harry is simply a heartbroken son fighting for the security of his wife and children, unfairly frozen out by an unyielding, archaic institution. They see the UK courts rejecting his security appeals as a cruel punishment for choosing freedom. But on the other side, royal traditionalists are absolutely furious. They see Harry's actions as a pattern of relentless disrespect. They point out that while Kate and Charles were fighting for their lives, the Sussex camp was still generating headlines and demanding royal perks without doing any of the actual royal work. For these fans, Prince William's icy, unmoving stance isn't petty. It is the honourable act of a man protecting his vulnerable wife and children from a perpetual cycle of media chaos. Let's be entirely real about the stakes here. This isn't a simple family tiff, it is the total, systemic collapse of a dynasty. The rift has deepened to a point of no return. Sources now say there is absolutely zero chance of Prince William ever looking in his brother's direction again. The two former working royals remain completely isolated on their luxury estate in Montecito, California, while the heavy machinery of Buckingham Palace moves forward without them, completely unfazed. Think about the sheer tragedy of this transformation. These are two brothers who walked behind their mother's coffin together, bound by a history no one else could ever understand. They were supposed to reshape the monarchy hand in hand. Instead, we are watching a Cold War play out in real time. Every olive branch extended by an aging king is immediately crushed under the weight of ego and past trauma. The palace walls have gone completely dark. The drawbridge is up, and Kate Middleton's efforts as a peacemaker are officially over. Prince William's resolve has hardened into concrete, leaving Prince Harry on the outside looking in, realizing too late that some blunders are simply too massive to ever be forgiven. The dream of a royal reunion is dead and buried. But now I want to hear from you, the heart and soul of the Royal Crown Diaries. Where do you stand on this massive royal divide? Was Harry's blunder truly unforgivable, or do William and Kate need to find it in their hearts to forgive for the sake of a sick king?